Mark Rogers TV with you once again, and more bowl predictions as we get to some of the classic bowl games, the traditional matchups, some of the power teams playing, maybe not so much this first matchup. Ticket City Bowl, noon on January 2nd in Dallas. Houston, a 7-point favorite against Penn State. Both teams with interim coaches on the sideline. We know the controversy surrounding the Penn State football program and university as a whole. Houston head coach Kevin Sumlin moving on to Texas A&M. Two completely different approaches and two completely different football teams here. Houston throws it all over the place, as we know, with Case Keenum at quarterback. 444 yards passing per game. That's number one in the country. The Cougars also first in points scored at 51 per game. Penn State, 110th scoring, but fifth on defense scoring. So Penn State will play tough. They'll play hard-nosed football. They've got a chip on their shoulder, or they should. At 9-3 in the Big Ten, they were passed up by the Outback, the Gator Bowl, and the Capital One Bowls. And they played for the Big Ten championship berth, got blasted by Wisconsin. But Penn State, with hard-nosed football, with running the football and good defense, will keep it close. But we like Houston to make plays on offense late in the game to pull it out. Take Houston, but take Penn State plus 7 points. Okay, on the Outback Bowl. Big Ten versus the SEC. Michigan State and Georgia, the losers of their respective conference championship games. We love this matchup. Can't wait to see this game. Two of the top 15 teams in the country. Michigan State with a massive defensive line that will control Georgia's running the football. Bulldogs won this matchup against Michigan State 3 years ago, 24-12, but we expect Michigan State to get some payback and finally win a bowl game under Mark D'Antonio. Spartans win a close, very, very physical, very good football game over Georgia. So take Michigan State +3 against the Bulldogs. On to the Capital One Bowl, South Carolina and Nebraska, another Big Ten SEC matchup. And despite the SEC's dominance overall, the Big Ten has matched up well against the SEC. Check out the first, second, and third place matchups in the past 10 years. The Big Ten playing nose-to-nose against the SEC, but not in this game. The Gamecocks, too talented, too fast on defense. We have no idea how Nebraska is going to possibly score with Taylor Martinez throwing the ball and Rex Burkhead at running back. Nebraska, if you look at the way it participated, despite making this caliber of a bowl game, didn't compete well against the better teams in the Big Ten. Nebraska going 5-3 against the Big Ten, it could have easily been 3-5 or 4-4 for the Huskers. So we like the Gamecocks to cover 2.5 points against Nebraska in the Capital One Bowl. On to the Gator, Ohio State, Florida, two marquee programs struggling this season. Of course, we know the situations both in Gainesville and especially in Columbus with Urban Meyer taking over for the Buckeyes. He will not be on the sideline for this game. It is, though, the Urban Meyer Bowl, of course. Florida, Ohio State, two struggling teams, but again, talent all over the place, speed all over the place. Braxton Miller maturing as a thrower and as a rusher and a decision maker for the Buckeyes. Makes the difference in this game. Close game. Buckeyes pull it out. Take Ohio State +2 against Florida. Okay, Wisconsin, Oregon in the Rose Bowl. Two differing type styles, of course. The mashing style of Wisconsin, the speed and explosiveness of Oregon. When teams have time to prepare and have the talent and speed on defense, they have shut down the Ducks in the last two seasons, i.e. Ohio State, Auburn, and LSU this season. Wisconsin, not to that caliber of speed and athleticism on defense, but they've got the running game to keep the Ducks off the field. Expect Wisconsin's offensive line to wear down the Ducks in the fourth quarter, Monty Ball to amass huge yardage, and most importantly, Wisconsin now has a dual threat at quarterback in Russell Wilson, something that they haven't had even with their better teams in recent years. Wisconsin wins a shootout over Oregon, so take the Badgers +6.5 in the Rose Bowl. Okay, move it on to the Sugar Bowl with Michigan State taking on Virginia Tech. We love the Wolverines in this game. Vatek did not beat anyone. Pretty much their better wins were against Wake Forest, Miami, North Carolina, those teams. Michigan played very well in the Big Ten and going 6-2. The defensive improvement here is astounding. 7th in the country in points against defense. And, of course, they've got Denard Robinson at quarterback. Virginia Tech, they hang their hat on David Wilson. He is explosive at running back and give them a legitimate hope in this game, but we do expect Michigan to win the game and cover the 2.5 in the Sugar Bowl. Okay, the Fiesta Bowl is the game that everybody's talking about outside the national championship game because of the scoring potential of Stanford, Oklahoma State. The Cowboys, a 3.5-point favorite. Stanford with the best pro prospect in years in Andrew Luck at quarterback, but he does not have the athleticism on the outside, the playmakers on the outside to compete down the stretch in this game, and Stanford will have lots of trouble, i.e. the Oregon game, if you saw that one, 53-30, in holding down the Oklahoma State offense. The Cowboys could get mashed in the ground game as Stanford can really run the ball between the tackles, but we like Oklahoma State's athleticism on the outside, and we think that they'll be able to hold up just well enough on defense to pull out the win and cover 3.5 points, Oklahoma State against Stanford. And finally, we've got the Orange Bowl, Clemson and West Virginia. What happened to the Orange Bowl? I grew up watching the Orange Bowl with great Nebraska and Florida State, Miami and Oklahoma teams getting after it. Top 5 ranked teams. We've got Clemson and West Virginia. And why does the Big East get an automatic berth into the BCS? West Virginia beat no one this year. Clemson, they played a really tough schedule. Virginia Tech twice, Auburn, South Carolina, Georgia Tech. We like Clemson to win this game. Overall team speed, much better. Although West Virginia, the quarterback position, has a big advantage there. Clemson overall, a much better football team, will win in Miami. And again, we would love to see better Orange Bowl matchups than what we've seen in recent years with the Big East going up against the ACC. So take Clemson in this one against the Mountaineers and lay the 3 points there. Those are my predictions. Would love to hear what you have to say about the big bowl matchups coming up on January 2nd and beyond on Mark Rogers TV.